Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. In today's video, prepare to have your minds blown. We're watching a Hydra run here from Grat, who is a member of the community on the channel, and I really appreciate him putting in the work to put together this team and show us this team. But I was asked the question on my Discord, nubkeks, is there a way to one-shot hard Hydra? And not just one key. A bunch of people jumped in and started answering on different teams that could one key and how to do it. And I said, no. Sorry, no. I don't want to one key, which is like 20 million damage. No, I want to one shot all of Hydra Hard. I want to kill the entire clan boss by myself, which is over 300 million damage, preferably in one single run to Hydra Hard difficulty. And that's exactly what we're going to be showing you here today. That is exactly what we're going to be showing you. And a very cool team here from Grat. Here comes the damage. Boom, Trunda goes in. The damage, 2 million. We just jumped up to 6 million already. So a pretty good rate of damage considering we are actually still on boss turn count 0. Of course, when we kill that head of mischief, it depletes the turn meter of all the other heads. And it really lets you get ahead on that damage and start pumping out. And Trunda's A2, as we probably all know at this point, is just ridiculously bugged, really. It is ridiculously bugged. It works in some mad way. I don't even know how it works, but it is absolutely crazy. But as you can see, we've got a few really interesting things going on with this team. So first of all, we've got Lydia actually here about to take a turn. She's bringing us increased speed. We actually saw Nia use to reset the skills on Lydia to get that back to her A2, I think, very quickly, which is a really interesting use there. We'll talk about Nia in a second, but Lydia bringing the decreased defense weaken. She's bringing increased speed strengthen for our team, and she is also the only source of block buffs, right? She is a single target block buff champion, and that is the only way that we're getting that in this team. Oftentimes, when I'm building a Hydra team, I nearly always start with that block buff champion, you know, typically an Ugo, who's probably the most accessible and really strong champion that you can bring in. Like Tuhanarak would probably be better, but she's Void Legendary, so that's tough to get, you know? But that's often where I start, and that's not something we're really focusing on in this team. We also don't have a Reviver. We have Revive on Death with Cardial. We don't have a Reviver to protect this team. So there's a bunch of wacky stuff for sure, which is going on. The other thing I love, obviously, in this team, the White Triad Nia coming in, and she's not using her ally protection really at all in this run from what I've seen looking through it. She's really in there to give resets to the different champions at very specific times. And it's not just always going on Trunda for the damage. As you saw there, it went on Lydia to get back to the decreased defense weaken quicker. He's using it sometimes on Lydia to get the block buffs back if he needs to single target block buff ahead that spawns in at just the right time. There's a bunch of very creative stuff. Other than that, he's typically using Nia's A1 to crank out that AoE decreased speed to, again, keep on top of these heads. You can see that we've already one keyed, by the way, hard in 3 minutes. 6 turns of the boss count. We've one keyed it. So here we go. Nia's coming in. You can see he's thinking about it. This time it's going on Trunda. We know we've got that decreased defense weaken on Lydia. Let's get Trunda back to her A2 as quickly as possible. Here it goes. Here comes the damage. Kaboom! Head of Mischief spawning in has the damage reduction when he spawns in. Doesn't even matter. Whatever madness happens with Trunda makes it get one shot. We've got Inquisitor Shamail in here as well. He's making the Sphere Head. Not a problem. Of course, actually, one thing that we'll see as we go further in the run, which he doesn't have as well, he doesn't have a Mischief tank. And he doesn't have Hex either, so there's no way to get block buffs on Mischief. So that's just something he has to deal with as he goes through this, is that Mischief can steal buffs off people and can spread it around to those heads. But, you know, in order to actually combat that effectively, we'd be giving up too much damage, so it's just not worth it. In fact, because we're on hard difficulty here, we're going for an overpower strategy. Just kill it, you know? Just kill them so fast that it doesn't even matter, which is nuts. I even think that he did this run, guys, while the Hydra was bugged, I'm pretty sure. So this run was done while the Head of Decay was destroying max HP up to 75% of your max HP destroyed. But again, he kills it so quickly that it doesn't overly affect him, which is crazy. We've got Cardial in here as well, giving us increased crit rate, crit damage, giving us ally attacks, giving us tons of healing, cleansing and bringing the revive. And then I love seeing Kreela coming in as well, giving increased attack and bringing in an ally attack too, another ally attack. And one thing you might notice so far, actually, is that Kreela is actually running Provoke set. So she is the Provoke champion on this team that is going to be stopping Decay, hopefully most of the time, from going in and, yeah, from doing his cleanses and whatnot. So I just love this team. It's so creative. It's so crazy. Yeah, just Trunda going mad with White Dryad Nia. That's just what impresses me the most about it, honestly. It's this really creative White Dryad Nia team, Provoke set Kreela, and the sort of tricks that you're able to do with it. It's just sort of, it's next level, to be honest with you. It is next level. So, look, what I'm going to do, if you want to watch this whole run, because, you know, if you want to try out this team yourself, there's actually quite a lot of very, very technical stuff that's going on in terms of when to time abilities. Just to show you a couple of interesting bits, I asked Grat what the most interesting bits were in terms of interesting decisions that go a bit crazy. And what I'll do is I will link this run. It's over an hour. It's an hour and 15 minutes long. I will link the run in the description down below. You can see here we're about halfway through. We've done 200 million damage. And you can see that buffs are being stolen and spread around. Like I said, that's something we just have to deal with. But yeah, I'll link it if you want to watch it through and really dive in depth yourself into the White Dryad Nia timings. But this was an interesting one where stuff gets really close for him. He's saying around this moment, he gets a really lucky provoke from Kreela onto the head of Decay coming up, I think, shortly. Might be right now. Yeah, so head of Decay, he's coming around. He'll be putting out a big shield. He gets the provoke. Oh, we're saved. And then Trunda, I think, comes in and just does some massive damage. So here we go. Big Trunda hit. It's just so ridiculous what this champ can do. This makes me want to Trunda so badly myself. It makes me want to White Dryad Nia, maybe even more, to be honest with you. But here we go. I just thought this was fun. He says there's a huge Trunda hit that comes in. She doesn't even have increased attack, guys. And look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. This champion is ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Let's see if we jump on ever so slightly here. That's coming up to around 1 minute 40. So again, this was just an example where he comes in with Nia, right? And instead of resetting Trunda, what he's actually going to do, he's going to reset the Lydia to get block buffs on the head of Blight right before it puts out Poison Cloud, blocks the Poison Cloud, right? So there's a lot of that technical stuff happening in the run, which is, yeah, I think is just really impressive. And then the other part that he said was really quite funny was, I think over here, about 109. I think a bit further ahead. Let me see what happens here. Okay, yeah, so coming up here, yeah, he's saying Trunda kills herself, right? So boom, look at that massive hit, and so scary because there's no reviver. Now, luckily, he has that revive on death from Cardial, but that retaliation hit, I think the reflect damage from Head of Suffering as well was up, so that let him be absolutely minced by these heads. But yeah, unbelievable stuff. We're at boss count 200 right now, and 378 million damage. If we skip on to the end so we can see the total damage, and then we show you the gear on these champions that Grat had put together. Lydia, standing strong at the end, dies to some poisons. 390 million damage dealt. What am I doing? Anything important? No, not really. Let me leave this battle. I'm getting some Frostbite set for some live arena. But like to put this in context, guys, we jump over. The Hard Hydra has 340 million health. We have overkilled it by 50 million damage. We've got 2.5 1 keys of just 1 keying for the top chest on top of one-shotting the entire boss. Absolutely nuts. Look at the stats here. Trunda, 277 million damage. Insane. Kreela with 12 million. Cardial with 37. You can see Cardial is really doing all the healing, keeping everyone alive. Nia has 27 million. Actually, Nia doing a lot of damage. A surprising amount with those AoE A1s. And Nia does have 5-star cruelty. We do have 6-star crushing rend on Trunda, which is insane. She's ignoring a massive chunk of defense against all of these heads on every single hit. I think on 5-star, it's the first 2 hits of the fight. Not very useful when you're in a run that's about 74 minutes long. But you get it up to 6-star, and it lasts the whole way through, which is crazy. Yeah, Lydia and Shamel, they're all doing some damage. It's really the Trunda show and the Nia show, though, in my opinion, with the supports there to back them up. Now, if we jump over Over here, we can see he's actually put a video with the gear. And again, I'll link to this so you guys can go and check it out yourself. Let me actually increase the speed on this so we can flick on through. But you can see the sort of overall stats right here and what he's going for. Brimstone, the masteries, etc. Let me actually just flick back for 1 second. So we don't really have any much crit rate on Lydia, but she's running at a good speed, good accuracy. Honestly, not that crazy. This is a +2 empowered Lydia as well. I'd say the stats on her aren't that nuts. A lot of defense, that's for sure, but not that crazy. You jump over to Trunda. She's in Savage and Fatal. And we can see here that she has a ton of attack, a ton of crit damage, not much speed. And she's also very, very squishy, but she's strong enough to survive. We jump over to the masteries for Trunda, if you want to see. Here you go. There's the total stats for Trunda. 7k attack, 300% crit damage. That's pretty spicy, to be honest. Did we show the masteries for Trunda? Maybe at the start when he flicked over, perhaps? Yeah, there we go. There's the masteries for Trunda. Helm Smasher. Not really surprised. Defensive masteries. Cool, cool. Kreela is coming in. Let me see. Do we show the total stats for Kreela? There's one part of this gearing I have to show you, which I find absolutely hilarious. So Kreela, here we go. Running at only 229 speed. And yeah, again, 51k attack, 3k defense. So again, nothing too nuts in terms of her gear, but she is in Provoke, right? She is in Provoke and triple refresh. So that does make a difference. Like, look at this banner. This banner is absolutely pants. 2 rolls in flat attack. It's got 4 speed, glyphed up with an extra 3. It's not doing much, but the triple refresh just to get her more ally attacks and more increases attacks out and all of that. That's quite funny. Did he show her masteries? Clicking through, maybe not. Looks like he didn't. That's okay. I'm sure you can ask him on my Discord if you really want to know. It's probably pretty straightforward, like War Master stuff, right? We have a Savage set on the Cardial, which is helping Cardial do damage. So Cardial in Savage, again, fairly reasonable. Speed, good speed. Actually very squishy Cardial. He's built with damage and 200% crit damage, so 250% crit damage total. That is more than I have on some of my actual nukers. I am embarrassed to admit. It. And he has 100% crit rate. He does have 6-star awakened speed boots, by the way, which is absolutely disgusting. Here we go, some speed boots. 6-star with speed. Love it. My favorite bit of this, though, is coming over to Nia. Actually, before I show you Nia, let me just see. Do we see the masteries for Cardial? There's the total stats on Cardial. So it's really a damage Cardial. Considering he only has 1k base attack, he's built for quite a bit of damage. Not very survivable. And let me see. Do we see the masteries here? Again, I'm not seeing the masteries. So we might have to check with that. I'd be curious if he's running War Master or Helm Smasher, the Cardial. You'd imagine it's War Master, probably. Yeah, White Dryad Nia. My favorite bit was this. We're looking at the gear. It's like flicking through. Look at this linger. Oh my god. Did you see that linger? Let's watch that. Watch that back again. Look at this. It's absolutely filthy. He knows what he's doing. He's like weapon, helmet, shield. Look at that linger. He's like, yeah, 6-star speed boots in perception set, ascended with speed. And 2 rolls in accuracy as well. Even a bit of resistance, bit of HP percent. We got 1 roll in flat defense, you know, so it's not a perfect boot, and it's epic. It's not legendary, but my goodness, we've got what 57 speed off that boot and 39 accuracy right there, plus it being perception. I love the linger though. That is cheeky. We've got crit right there on Nia. That's how she's actually, as you can see, built quite heavily for damage as well. Defense, HP, but she does have crit rate and she does have crit damage. You could certainly, I think, optimize this team more and leave them with 70% crit rate, you know, seeing as they're getting buffed up by Cardial. So he could probably get even more damage out if he wanted. Oh, he's showing all the masteries here. So here is Nia. She's coming in War Master and extending the debuffs, better chance to place. Cardial is running with War Master and extending the buffs. Kreela, War Master, and he hasn't finished her masteries. We've got Inquisitor Shamael then. He's coming in with Giant Slayer for this run. And Shamael is running a Guardian set to protect the team. Again, he doesn't really have any damage. He's just a tanky Shamael with Guardian set and resistance. So he's clearly supposed to be a bit of a mischief tank. Doesn't have a Blood Shield accessory, so that would probably up the potency of this run as well, right? He just must not have a Blood Shield yet. You got to win clan versus clan to get him. Then you got to get lucky that it's in the right faction. So Blood Shield is tough to get, but it really makes Shamael work well as a mischief tank. And we don't have shield. Yeah, we don't have shielding in the rest of this team, right? So it would be very, very effective here. And as we saw from the run itself, there was absolutely moments where buffs and therefore turn meter as well were being stolen and spread around. And that makes everything more difficult. So there's even more room for this team. I could easily see this team with a bit of luck, right? Get a blood shield accessory with a bit of luck. Maybe optimize the stats even more. You could definitely be smashing 400 million with this team, pretty much no doubt. Here are the stats on the Shamail. So very, very slow, really no speed whatsoever. He's just going to collect his buffs and hopefully Mischief tank. Again, if he had Blood Shield, the counterattacks from Shamail will be doing the job. Oh, look at this. We're showing off the Crushing Rend. Absolutely disgusting. Look at that. The Crushing Rend. Every hit ignores percentage of the target's defense. So 1% for every 10 levels. Hydra Hard is what level? 280. So he's ignoring 28% defense. Right? Am I right on that? I think I'm right on that. My maths has been actually really bad the last while. Puppy brain, too tired. Yeah, 28% defense. That's a Savage set and a Cruel set combined, right? Savage set and Cruel set combined, permanently on, which is just crazy. And that's how part of how Trunda is doing so much damage. We've got Cruelty, we've got 15% decreased defense on bosses from White Dryad Nia spamming out that AoE A1. And well, guys, that is all she wrote. Let me know what you think down below. 390 million on Hydra Hard. One shot the entire boss. His clan is like, yo, thanks, dude. Hydra Hard's dead. Great. Awesome. Yo, could you one shot Brutal next? Maybe. What would we need for Brutal? 490 million. I mean, I don't think he could do it with the one team. But man, I think we give Grat, give him 2 or 3 keys. He could probably take down Brutal just by himself. What do you guys think? Let me know, though, if you enjoyed. Absolutely crazy team. Crazy achievement. I'd be curious, what's your top score on Hard Hydra? Let me know. Mine is about half of this. It's not even half of this. Mine is probably like 160 million or something. It's compared to this, it's a paltry amount, I'll be honest. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.